everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley if you're new here, and today I'm going to be doing my February TBR. So for my February TBR, like normal, I have some books that I'm carrying over from January into February. Normally every TBR I have some that are carrying over from the month before. It doesn't really bother me, like I don't really feel like I need to finish as many books as I can by the end of the month. If I have some that roll over, like it's fine with me, like I don't really mind. But that being said, I do have quite a few that I am carrying over. I have a few that I'm going to be starting from scratch. I have a few advanced copies that I'm really excited to get into that are coming out soon, so let's get started. Okay, so the first one should come as like no surprise, but that is House of Flame and Shadow. So this one I'm about halfway through. I've run out of tabs in this color palette, so that's kind of driving me nuts, but I've ordered a few more. So for now, I think I'm just gonna tab in like a different color palette, and then when I get the new ones I'll go back and like switch them out, which seems kind of dumb, but they need to match, so that's fine. But I'm absolutely loving this. It is absolutely living up to all of my expectations and then some. I'm absolutely not disappointed in any aspect of it so far, and I don't think I will. This one is the third in the Crescent City series, and you can tell that we've been waiting like 2 years since the sequel because this one is just so good. It's so well written. I find the pacing is excellent, and the first like couple chapters are very long, and after that they shorten and there's multiple points of view in each chapter basically, and I'm just absolutely loving it. It's just everything I was hoping it would be. Anyway, so yeah, that was my not needed, not asked for little update on the reading for House of Flame and Shadow. So this one I'm trying to go really slowly. Normally by now I would have finished it, but I'm just trying to savor it and go slow. With previous books this size and like in fantasy series like this, I would have finished it in like 2 days probably, just because I would have forced myself to do nothing but read it. And this time I'm trying to just like go slow, pace myself, force myself to take a step back every once in a while so I can really savor it, because like who knows when we're getting the next one. I know after this we're getting one from the HIIII series, so yeah. Anyways, I'm loving this and I will be continuing this in February. And the next one is Bookshops and Bone Dust, and this one I'm very close to being done. I have just a little bit left, but like I said in a previous video, I'm pretty much just reading this solely at night as like a cozy fantasy that I can read before bed. So it's taking me a bit longer, especially because I have been reading other books before bed. So it is taking me a bit longer, but I am really enjoying it. I think I do like Legends and Lattes more, but this prequel is like a fun little insight into what led Viv, I forgot her name, into Legends and Lattes. Like it's fun to kind of see where she came from, because it was pretty much a mystery in Legends and Lattes. So I'm very excited to finish this one. The next one is a very cozy middle grade paranormal fantasy, and that is Ravenfall. And this one is part of a series, maybe a duology, maybe a trilogy, I forget. But this one is so cute. It's absolutely everything my anxious little heart needs. I tend to always reach for like physical copies of middle grade mysteries or just middle grade in general when I'm feeling anxious, and so this one is totally delivering. I'm so excited. I'm halfway through and I'm just absolutely loving it. Just along for the ride. I'm really excited to pick up the sequel. I'm finding this just so perfect. Like the other night I wanted to read House of Flame and Shadow, but I was feeling so anxious, and then I saw this next to me on the couch and I just knew this was the right move, so I picked this up and it was perfect. So I highly recommend, if you do have anxiety and you want like good nighttime reads, like to read before bed to maybe like settle down, or you know, even during the day sometimes I read them if I'm feeling like really keyed up with my anxiety. I really recommend like cute little middle grade mysteries. It's very low stakes, it's not very stressful at all, and it's usually really cute and I just love them. This next one is another middle grade and it comes out on February 27th, and that is Finally Heard, and this one is absolutely adorable. I'm loving it so far. It's a family of 4. It's the parents and the 2 daughters. They're both pretty young. One's in middle school and one's a bit younger, and the mom runs a bath bomb company from their house. They're needing some social media to kind of advertise the business more because they're being overshadowed by even smaller companies that are savvy with like TikTok and Instagram and all that. And the older daughter really wants a phone because all her friends have a phone and she's feeling really left out. I'm not too far into this. I'm just over 30 pages, but I'm really liking it so far. It seems pretty interesting. And already there's a very interesting take from the older people in the story, like the parents and even the grandma, about how social media and just technology in general can affect younger people. So that's kind of interesting so far, and I'm already picking that up, and it's only 30 pages, so I'm excited to see how that kind of develops. And at the bottom of the synopsis is so cute. It says, as Lena descends deeper and deeper into social media, it will take all her strength to break free from the likes and find the courage to be her authentic self in this fast-paced world. So I am just loving this already, and it's just so cute. I'm also just over halfway through reading a book called A Fate Inked in Blood, and this one comes out at the end of February. It's based on Viking myths and it's just stories and lore from Vikings, but it has like a cool fantasy twist on it, and it is a fantasy romance, romantic fantasy. I don't know, I need to like update myself on the terms just because lately there's been like kind of a big change of the terms and I just really need to figure it out. But so this one is a romantasy and it's Viking inspired and I'm really loving it. I'm also 62% of the way through No One Can Know, and this one is really interesting because it's a thriller and there's multiple POVs and there's also some flashbacks. So we have three sisters. We're seeing perspectives from the past as well as present. And basically when the three sisters were teens, their parents were brutally murdered in their house. And it's always been kind of like unclear what happened. And the police have always suspected the middle sister, Emma. Emma's just kind of lived with that. But the three sisters, like, we're getting the vibe that no one really knows what's going on. It almost seems like each sister has a motive, has like the means and the opportunity, and so we're just kind of seeing the past as well as the present, and they haven't really talked to each other in like 15 years or something, and now they're finally reconnecting. I'm going back and forth between reading the ebook and the audiobook, and I'm really liking them both equally, so I would recommend both, and I'm really liking it. Another little cozy book I'm reading is an adult cozy mystery, and it's called Gone for Gouda, and it's part of the Cheese Shop mystery series, and the first one was called Cheddar Late Than Dead, and it's so cute. We have like our cheesemonger Willa, and she opened up a little cheese shop in a very small town, and she has her two employees which become like fast friends with her. And so in the first one there's, you know, a murder, and it's in like the small town, and obviously Willa feels like the police aren't handling it properly. Like in all cozy mysteries, she takes it upon herself to kind of investigate and figure out what's going on. She gets caught up in some, you know, sticky situations. It's the typical like recipe for cozy mysteries, but I love them. They're like my weakness, and I just love them. Like I said, also with middle grades, like for my anxiety, cozy mysteries are just fantastic. I, again, highly recommend for people with anxiety or just in general, like a cozy read before bed. I don't know, I just love them. So I'm really excited to finish that one. Okay, so those are the ones that I'm currently in the middle of. And now for the ones that I haven't read yet. So the next one, I don't want to say too much about it, but it has a gorgeous cover. It's called Lore of the Wilds. And this one comes out in February, and it involves like an enchanted library, 2 fae and 1 human. And I don't really know more than that. I don't want to read more than that, but I'm just super excited. I've been hearing like a lot of hype and good things about this one. I just absolutely can't wait. And that one comes out at the end of February. So definitely keep your eye out for that one just because I've been hearing really good things about it. The one that I want to read comes out in March, and that is the 4th in the Finlay Donovan series, which is Finlay Donovan Rolls the Dice, I believe. This one, you know, we're just following Finlay Donovan, who we know from the first 3 books and the novella, but the first 3 books, and I'll just kind of briefly like summarize the first one. We have Finlay Donovan, and she's a mom, recently divorced, and she has 2 young kids. She's an author, and she was overheard at Panera, I believe it was, talking with her editor about kind of a synopsis for an upcoming book that she's thinking of writing, and it was basically like a murder mystery, I believe, and someone overheard her, hires her to be like a hitman, basically, thinking that's what she is, and this woman wants her to like kill her husband. I don't know, I feel like I'm saying murder a lot in this video, and that's gonna get flagged or something with YouTube, but that's fine. So yeah, that's kind of how it all starts, and it's very funny. It's very similar to like Dead to Me on Netflix, because we have like, you know, the friendship duo, and they're kind of a lot of like hilarious, sticky situations that they get involved in, and it's just so funny. I'm absolutely loving it. So I'm very excited for the 4th one. So the next one I am so excited for. I'm buddy reading this with my friend Casey, and I'm so excited, and that is Fae Bound. And this one I know involves elves, it involves fae, and I think there's like an exile. I don't really know, but this cover is gorgeous. And it's the Fairy Loot edition, and I just absolutely love it. I'm so excited to read it. It just came out, and the back just kind of briefly says, divided by blood, imprisoned by fate, bound by desire, welcome to the intoxicating world of the Fae. And I'm just absolutely unbelievably excited to get into this one. I've heard amazing things about it. I know there's a ton of hype around it, and I can't wait. The next one was gifted to me by Grand Central, and it recently came out in paperback, and that is Advika and the Hollywood Wives. And this one sounds so good. We have Advika, and she is a bartender. She's like a failed screenwriter in LA, and at one of these like parties that she's a bartender at, she meets this very rich man named Julian. And then like a couple months after their like whirlwind courtship, his first wife ends up dead. And that's kind of where I stopped reading the synopsis, because I'm like, okay, that's all I want to know. That sounds amazing. I'm so excited. I also love the cover of this one. I think it's gorgeous. And I'm so excited. I'm saying that, I know, I'm so excited for everything. I can't wait for everything, but it's true. Like if it's a TBR, I'm obviously excited about it. So this one I'm excited for, and I can't wait to read it. Back in 2023, I read one of Dolly Alderton's memoirs, and this month I want to read her other memoir called Dear Dolly. I want to read a lot more nonfiction this year, so I want to start prioritizing it early in the year, because I know if I just keep pushing it and pushing it and pushing it back like each month, I'm just not going to do it. And I do love memoirs, and I really enjoyed her other memoir. Like, I absolutely loved it. One says Dear Dolly on love, life, and friendship, and I think it's going to be similar to the first, where we're just getting her take on different experiences she's had in her life with friends, with dating, and just, you know, life in general, in, you know, coming of age, like in your 20s. And this one I'm just really excited to dive into, just because, like I said, I loved her other one. So I'm just really stoked to get into Dear Dolly. Okay, so I think that's the end of my official February TBR. Like always, I'm going to be adding in probably thrillers here and there. I'm gonna probably add in like a couple cozy books. I also have Kingdom of Ash on the go from the Throne of Glass series. I'm over halfway through, but I just didn't want to put it on my TBR because I don't want to pressure myself to finish it this month, especially because after House of Flame and Shadow, I think I might have like a bit of a large fantasy, you know, I'm just not gonna want to deal with that. I'm not putting that on my official TBR, but we'll see if I get around to it. If not, I would really like to finish it in March. But anyways, that is my February TBR. Let me know what you have on the go for your February TBR, or what you liked in January, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.